Hello, I'm Joe Walensky, Program Manager for ConveyUX, and that's the annual Seattle UX Conference that's coming up February 28th to March 2nd, three-day event in Seattle. And one of the fun things I get to do is talk to a lot of the people that will be speaking at the conference. And so today I am fortunate to be speaking with Voranouth and Michael from IBM. And I thought, first of all, I'll just ask, where are you speaking to me from today?
We are speaking to you from Austin, Texas.
Yep.
And we both work for IBM Design on the analytics platform team.
Well, maybe we could just start with each of you just giving a brief background, a brief summary of your background, and then what types of things you're working on now.
Sure. I've been with IBM Design for almost 4 years now. Originally came here from getting my master's in human-computer interaction from the University of Michigan. Since working at IBM, I've worked on everything from Watson Analytics to a rebuild of this thing called social media analytics, and most recently this design guide, and then also data visualizations for redesign of a classic tool called SPSS.
Yes, and I have been working at IBM for almost 2 years now, and I started from the very bottom of starting our design guide until what it is today. And I also work on the data viz for, it was SPSS, and I think we're including it into other projects now. Yep. And yeah, it's been fun.
Well, we will get to a brief summary of the topic that we have at the conference, but any things that you want to chat about, talk about things you're doing at IBM, your project work that you're involved in now?
Sure. We've been lucky enough to work together on multiple different products. A current one is the data visualization redesign for SPSS, where it's really fun because it's taking some of the stuff we'll mention from the design guide, our colors, our looks, our layouts, the basic soul of what makes analytics platform, but applying it to a whole bunch of different complex data visualizations.
Yeah, it's really fun to implement what you've been working on for the past year, which is the design guide, and really seeing it move and live in a product. I think that's really cool to have that connection, but data viz is a really cool monster to work with.
I mean, it's everything from a fairly simplistic bar chart and histogram to my most recent one is trying to make a neural network diagram and having proper filtering for both its legend and layout and
there's
millions of nodes all at the same time.
There's so many things you don't think about, like the interactions and these little things that, like a tooltip, how that's going to look like, all these things that we both have to focus on. Oh yeah, we're both on both, two ends of the spectrum. So Michael's working on the UX and front end dev part, and I'd be working on the visuals and UX too. So
yeah,
it's been fun.
All right, cool. Well, obviously IBM is a huge organization. It has offices everywhere, all kinds of different products and services going on. But let me just ask you, kind of what's it like at the IBM Watson facility? Is there some specialty area that's going on there, or are you just doing things that are supporting what the organization is doing worldwide?
IBM had designers for decades. They've had them existing in the company, but this is where we're working has kind of been the design movement within the larger IBM. I was part of the first 60 who got hired in, and Austin has been the central beginning pivot point node. We've started studios up in New York, Boston, Ottawa, Germany, I think Mexico City, around the world since then. But Austin is still kind of the home base where all the people who are really pushing design thinking, trying to get this movement going, started from.
Yeah, and also because we work on analytics doesn't necessarily mean we work exactly with Watson. So that's kind of an interesting thing.
There's aspects of it that flow over, but then some of it's divided.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, that's good to know, and get a little idea of what's going on there in Austin and about the design studios. Your session is creating a design guide for enterprise software, so that's the title, but why don't you give us a little bit of a preview of types of things that you're going to be addressing and what we can expect to learn from that.
Sure. Okay, so the basic premise of the talk is really getting into what is a design guide in the first place, how does it compare to other classical things such as graphic design manuals, to design languages, to branding books. Like, this is something that's a little bit more complex than many of those, but at the same time not so simplistic as just a simple, something like Bootstrap, which just has like assets. So we talk about the history of it, then we go through a bit of what our specific guide looks like, what were some of the hurdles that we went through and learned from, and how we got into it. And then kind of pushing the idea of like, if you're a new company or a new team, you should have one, and how do you start making one and really get into this realm?
Yeah, I would say the same. The process of what we went through and the problems that we had to deal with to get to where we are now. And we're still iterating. So.
And how long have you been working on that, on the design guide?
Since I started here, so almost 2 years for me.
Yeah, that's
all right, it's a pretty long process.
So
great. Well, great. Well, it was great to meet with you, have a chance to chat about this, and we look forward to having you here at the conference coming up.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep, we're definitely both looking forward to seeing Seattle and the rest of the ConveyUX conference.
Yeah, well, thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Have a great day.